Welcome to the Double Team Podcast, hosted by Darvell Trippy Levy and
Devontae Wiz Kyle.
This is episode 1 in season 1 of the podcast. I thank anybody who is listening, not loosening, that's not a thing, listening for coming on, hanging out with us for a little bit. Let's introduce ourselves a little bit. Devontae, I'll let you go first.
Oh, save the best first, I guess. All right. Well, my name is Wiz. Been in the gaming scene for a while. Started out with COD 4 like a decade ago. Been streaming on Twitch for about 6 years as of December 8th. So that's something to look forward to. Been partnered for about 4, coming up on 5 years actually. Holy crap! Wow.
Damn. I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yeah, 2015, February 14th, I think, Valentine's Day. And you can, find me on Twitch. I mainly play Call of Duty. I've dabbled in Counter-Strike, Grand Theft Auto, Fortnite, a bunch of games. And I guess it's only up from here.
I mean, we can always go sideways or down. I mean, you never know.
No, we're gonna go up. We're not going down anymore. I'm at the lowest point right now, and I don't like it down here. So
yeah, I understand that.
Gotta make them changes.
Right. Always making changes. My name is Trippy. I've been I've been playing games for all of my life, but a heavy gamer since Halo 3 is where I really got my start. Started streaming on Twitch in 2011, December 26th, 2011 to be exact. Also a Twitch partner. I got my Twitch partnership in March of 2015. So oddly enough, as long as I've known Devontae, I did not know we got our partnerships a month apart. So that's kind of crazy. Primarily play the same thing that Devontae plays because we typically play together. So Call of Duty, any battle royale game pretty much. Played CSGO for a little bit. Didn't really play Grand Theft Auto that much. Not really my thing personally, but I mean, I've played it off stream. And just like Devontae, you can find me on Twitch sometimes, not often, but sometimes. So now that
who knows though, that may change.
Yeah, that could change. It could definitely change. Especially with the way Twitch is going. Now, this podcast is something that me and Devontae actually tried already once. It was called the Battle Buddies podcast. We actually did one episode live on Twitch in, what was that, January or February earlier this year?
No, I'm pretty sure it was like last year.
Was it last year? It was really that long ago?
I don't think it was in the middle while we were playing Blackout.
No, I don't think it was actually. Well, I don't know.
It might have been like after World War II.
I can look at the podcast notes and it'll kind of give me an idea of what we were doing at the time. But yeah, we kind of wanted to revive this, rebrand it a little bit, do something different. And we have some cool things that we're going to integrate into the podcast, especially on the live platform when we start streaming on YouTube. Primarily around like live polling and kind of pulling some feedback from you guys, the listeners, in the heat of the moment type of thing. So that should be interesting when we get there. But I mean, yeah, that's what this is. This is our second swing at this thing. So hopefully everything goes smoothly.
I think it will. We have lots of plans in the works, and it's gonna be definitely
a lot of stuff has changed since the last time we did this. A lot of things, a lot more resources available to us, if you will, that we definitely did not have the first time. I'm sorry I'm saying so much too. I should stop doing that. That's not cool.
We're back and we're better.
Yes, we are.
2020.
Join the team. You can find us on every major podcast platform, except for Spotify. We're not on Spotify yet, but you can find us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and YouTube. I don't know if we'll be on Spotify yet. I got to figure that one out. but as of right now, we won't be on there. So now that we have talked about how we ended up at this point, let's get into what people are probably here for. Let's talk about some gaming stuff. So today is December 3rd, 2019 at the time of this recording. Day one of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Season 1 Battle Pass. I have yet to play it. My PlayStation is updating right now. Devontae, you have checked it out.
So yes, I have checked it out. It seems like I don't know any other, I guess, game before Fortnite that had a battle pass. So I just feel like everyone's, following in their footsteps. And I think the standard battle pass is 1,000 Call of Duty points, which is I believe $10, or you can do the battle pass with 20 levels. So like you start at level 20, and I think they have a discount going on right now. Instead of it being 4,000 COD points, which is $40, it's 2,400 COD points. So about $25 for the battle pass plus 20 extra levels. It's definitely interesting. It's nice that they brought Crash back. I know they have a Crash 24/7 playlist. I'm not happy that they don't have a Vacant 24/7, just because it is a bit of a smaller map. But it's nice to have that little bit of nostalgia from Call of Duty 4 with Crash coming back in Vacant. And I think the Battle Pass is going to be a great addition to this game. It's definitely going to be an interesting season for Season 1.
So, what I didn't know, something you just told me, I didn't realize, for some reason it didn't click in my head, that there were Call of Duty points in this game, because I still have mine from launch. All 1,100, and it's 1,000 to get the battle pass, just from like level 1.
How do you? Yeah. No, just for the battle pass alone. It's
from 1,000. When I pre-ordered the game.
How do you have COD points already?
I got 11. I got 1,100.
I don't have COD points
from when I pre-ordered the game, and I've never used them. I didn't use them for a thing. They literally sit on my account.
I wonder.
You shouldn't.
I don't know if I got a code or not.
That's what I did. It's literally on my game on the main screen at the top. I didn't, for some reason, it didn't click in my head.
Yeah, I had 0, so I don't
think so.
I wonder if it's with the specific version.
I got the standard version, so I don't know.
All right, well, I'm definitely gonna have to check that, because if I got COD points that I never even had or even knew I had, then that's an easy battle pass right there.
I agree.
I don't even have to spend money.
What are your thoughts on the recycling of some maps? I will say this.
I don't like it. The maps should stay where they originated from, because so when I first played Crash, I was like, wow, this is great. And then I realized there's a bunch of differences within the map itself. Like, they have a separate little area outside of one of the spawns that wasn't there in the original Crash. And it's an easy mountable spot for someone to just camp. And my first game was great. My second game, I literally did not want to play that anymore. As well as with this coming out and being a Crash 24/7 playlist, they got rid of Shoe House 24/7. Which is a really small map that I was enjoying. But I don't know how to, I guess, be able to play Vacant unless they're not releasing that on day one.
Nadeshot put out a tweet. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. That was speaking to the fact that though everybody, like, these maps are nostalgic, right? Crash, Vacant. Those are maps that are near and dear to any COD 4 fan's heart. Though, does that take away from the creativity of making a new map that brings that same experience that those maps did, 12 years ago at this point? Like, is it time to, like, draw that line and be like, look, we don't want these older maps anymore. There's a few that I would love to see, but we don't necessarily want these older maps. Let's make some new experiences like they used to do, like when we went from Modern Warfare to Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3, and we got like Rust and a Terminal, Dome, what else? we had a few good maps.
Like we don't need recycled maps. And Nate Shot's tweet was yesterday. He basically just stated that he wished that they would stop reintroducing old maps into new games. He wants incredible new maps to create new memories and experiences.
I 100% agree. I think that needs to be a focus point of this, because right now I don't think there's enough creativity in what they're doing with the maps that we have. Like, the additions that they've made to the older maps don't make those maps better. And it's going to put a sour taste in some people's mouth. Just like you said, you didn't want to play the map anymore after your first round on the map. Like,
yeah, after the way that people were playing, I did not want to play it anymore. And I loved those maps, you know, when they were, you know, relevant in COD 4, because that's what it was originally in that game. The only, I guess, positive thing with bringing these maps is, I guess, for the Gen Z people who didn't get a chance to play COD 4.
Yeah, but COD
because
Remastered
it's new to
what?
them.
COD Remastered came out, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah, but not everybody played that.
Yeah, but you have the option to go get that, you know? Like,
yeah, but they had to purchase Infinite Warfare to get that game.
Well, now you don't. I think it's only $20.
Yeah, but nobody's
going to
go back to get it, though.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there.
And I bet you most of those people didn't even, they may have watched COD 4. I don't even know. I didn't know, like, I guess, the comp scene back then, but I don't know if they even know what those maps are or what Call of Duty they came from.
Yeah, I guess from
they're just like, ooh, this is a new map.
Like
I can't wait to play it.
A younger player definitely wouldn't be as apt to know exactly what that map is. I do have a big issue with the fact that the maps that they're recycling, they have recycled these maps a few times. Like, if you're gonna recycle a map, get a different map. Like, I want to see Afghan. If I could get Afghan in Modern Warfare or Favela, like some of the real iconic maps
Give me
that are not
Favela.
necessarily just Rust or Terminal, I would be happy. That would be a fresh feeling for me.
Yep. Favela was a staple for me. I think that was Favela might have been the first map that I did
which map I got my first nuke on.
Get a nuke on.
I really don't. I wish I did.
That's why it hits
would be
for
a
me.
Good map that would come back from,
because I was like,
from MW.
Ooh, that map was lit.
Would be probably one of my favorite maps to come back if it did. Backlot was fun.
I want Backlot. That was my favorite.
So when we think about these maps and how they're designing these
Backlot
maps,
was really
how
fun.
do you think that plays into the current state of the game and how people feel about the game right now? Because I don't like how it feels right now. Pubs are almost unplayable for me, just to be honest. I can't stand the camping and claymore corners and bouncing betties. Shotguns are they don't bother me too much.
Yep, shotguns. I mean, it's not too bad anymore, the 7.25, but I hated Shoot House at first, and then I started playing it more, and I was actually enjoying it. But pubs they're pubs. Depending on the game mode, you kind of have to rely on your teammates if you guys want to win, if you care about winning. Otherwise, you can just go for kills, and it is what it is. But you kind of it takes a specific.
I wouldn't even say it takes a certain mindset at this point.
To be able to play pubs.
Nah, Infinity Ward is just like, hey, we're gonna make this corner for you to sit in and mount on this wall. Have fun. Like, that's what it looks like to me. If they took an iconic map like Crash that people know inside and out, and they added this new little corner for you to sit in and mount on, I'm assuming it's near the helicopter, on the right side of the skyscraper. Just because I think I saw a screenshot of
that. It is. So it's if
Yep.
If you played
That's
competitive,
exactly
it's
where
on
I
the
was thinking about.
offensive
It's like
S&D
you walk down the
spawn,
stairs, and then there's like a gate
right
in front
past
of
the
you,
garage down those stairs.
and it goes around the corner. Yep.
And there's a gate or a door, and you can bust through that, and it's like a garden or whatever that you can basically. There's something that you can mount on to basically look at that trash can heady outside of that skyscraper.
If it wasn't mountable and they added like a doorway right there, that would make sense, because that broken building was a mad bad choke point for that dumpster heady and the building. But that does not sound good, and I think that's a good way to look at the current state of the game. It's like there's always
and
been
there's doors everywhere in that.
They were open,
in the
but there were doorways
there's
there were
doors
two
at
doors,
the bottom of it,
doorways,
which I don't like.
Well, I mean that makes sense though. The doorways were already there.
Yeah,
so
but there's actual doors that you
doors.
actually have to open. The skyscraper.
Because I know if you came from the helicopter side and you walked in, there was like a closet to your right that people would sit in. And that is one thing that would be annoying, because people will now sit behind a closed door if there's a door there. Yeah, that's a problem.
And
and
there is a door there.
I found
so you can
that
literally sit behind it with like a claymore, and don't really have to worry about anything. I mean, you can literally sit in there the whole game with a claymore, shrapnel to get you an extra claymore, and the ammo box, so that way you can just keep replenishing.
The solution to this,
and literally sit there the whole game,
is to stop making safe spaces in these games for people, man. It's just not. They're not gonna get rid of them.
Stop.
Or
just get rid of claymores and the bouncing betties
until the game
or the
dies.
proximity mines,
because
those things that they encourage camping.
Now, well, did you have something else to add? So, when I think about where the game is now and how it's kind of like it hit its peak, now it's kind of coming down. It's on its downslope. The rumors around the Battle Royale mode are starting to come out a little bit more and more. I feel like some of this is planned, because they probably kind of figured out at a certain point, hey, we need to start leaking some of this information. But as of right now, it's rumored to be coming out in January. You and I both were big fans of Blackout before Apex came out. 200 player count, solo duos and squads with 4 people. All of that stuff sounds similar, right? Where it changes is you have respawn tokens, and again, for anybody listening, this is a rumor. None of this is confirmed from anybody at Infinity Ward. But there is an option to respawn teammates from respawn tokens that can be looted. Once you respawn your player, to respawn a player, you have to obtain the respawn token and then pick up their body and drop it near an ambulance. Once that person is at the ambulance, this is where it gets interesting. The downed person will enter a gulag queue. That's a 1-on-1 respawn match. If you win, you're in. If you lose, you're out. I think that is the coolest little innovative thing that they can do. Like, that would be legit if they actually do that. Right, so you have the car, except the only difference is instead of you just loading back in, you have to go fight for your spot back in the game.
So kind of like Fortnite with the Fortnite cards.
And then once that player has respawned, they have to go find a mobile armory to retrieve their loadout. So they don't come back immediately with all their stuff. They have to go find it.
I like that.
Now, the way I'm thinking, right? Because you and I think from the competitive standpoint.
Okay.
I feel like people are going to play the game around the ambulances at a certain point. They're going to wait for people to get down. They're going to move to the ambulance, and as they're rotating over, kill them. Or if there's some type of like audible notification that someone's using an ambulance, they are going to rush the living hell out of that thing. And it's going to be bad. But I like the idea a lot. There are also going to be missions.
Yep.
And the way the missions kind of work out is only one mission can be activated at a time for a squad. Though, The mission types are some of the names that are listed right here: attract, timed run, assassination, scavenger hunt, domination, random mission, and if no bounty is available, there's an assassination mission, or a consolation plunder, whatever the hell that means. From what I gather from that, that'll give you like a mini game inside of the game to either give you more XP or some type of advantage. Because I don't see why the missions would be in the game if they don't give you some type of advantage. Like, it does not make sense. How would you feel about a mission being put into a game that's already random, right? Extremely random. So let's actually look at a specific mission. Let's look at the assassination mission. Pretty straightforward. You have to eliminate a specific player that the game tells you to eliminate. So it's already random. And then you got a specific group of people. Right. That's
terrible.
Right. So then you're going to be on a hunt for this person.
How are you supposed to find that specific person?
Put you in a weird situation where you could possibly.
That would be terrible. That sounds terrible.
Really bad RNG, and you're done, and you're out in the lobby waiting for the next game. Depending on how they use these missions, will kind of determine how they play, in my opinion. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. Let's see. Let's look at these locations. All right, so some of the leaked locations are airfield, bank, boneyard, dam, downtown, fire station, gas station, gulag, which is that respawn zone, gun store, hospital, layover, lumber, overgrown, pharmacy, police station, port, quarry. Yes, overgrown. That's a zone. Storage town, supercenter, train yard, and TV station.
Wait, did I hear overgrown?
That's what I was going to say. I am almost 100% sure that some of these, like airfield, I can almost guarantee you
think that's actual overgrown from COD 4?
Almost guarantee it.
You said airfield. I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking
missile silos in the ground. I forgot the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. It has the hangars on the outside
with all the rockets with the things.
Well, I mean that would make sense, but the only issue with that is there's no planes. On that map. So with it being called airfield, that's where I'm like,
that's what I was. That's
probably the other thing. Now, gas station and fire station don't ring any bells in my mind. Neither does TV station, unless that's Dome. There was?
No.
I remember one in like Modern Warfare 3.
No, there was a broadcast. There was a broadcast map.
Yeah, I remember one in Modern Warfare 3 because you had a mission in the campaign to go in and like kill some people in the TV control room.
It might have been Modern Warfare 3. There was a map called Broadcast. It was from COD 4. I guess they had like a little battle pass, or not, like a extra maps that they came out with. It was in COD 4.
Well,
and it was Broadcast.
Now there are perks in the Battle Royale mode, and this is where it gets interesting. We have, and when I'm looking at this perk list, right? High alert, spotter, tracker, stalker, marksman, sleight of hand, all the basic perks. You know which one I don't see? Dead silence.
What?
But I see one called Sneaky, which makes your footsteps invisible and enemies are not warned when you track them. So.
Yeah, but footsteps. So that means you're going to be able to see
there's a
people's
perk
footsteps,
called Tracker.
basically.
There's
So
actually
it's
a
kind
perk
of like
called
Tracker.
And there's a perk called Stalker.
Well, I know that, but like.
Now, this automatically rings back in my head to those missions. That's gonna pretty much, you're gonna have to run something like Sneaky in that situation. Like, you don't really have much of a choice. If somebody's hunting you down and they have
That's true.
tracker on and you don't have sneaky on, psh, bruh, you might as well just log and go to the lobby, bruh. Like, don't waste your time. I'm gonna save some judgment until we play it, if it's even real. I assume it is, but I'm gonna save some judgment until that happens, so I can get hands on with it and kind of really get an idea on it. But I love the idea of Battle Royale, but I don't like the direction of Battle Royale in this situation. I really don't.
It's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah.
For sure.
And they do have vests and helmets. Well, what? Is there only one type of helmet? Oh, it must be a typo. So they have 3 levels of ballistic vest and 3 levels of helmets. The level 3 helmet reduces headshot damage by 30 and reduces the effect of flash and concussion grenades. Excuse me. Level 2 helmet reduces headshot damage by 30 and level 1 reduces it by 15. Ballistic vest absorbs 50 damage. Level 2 is 150 and level 3 is 150, and it also increases your healing item usage by 25. Now, hopefully they learned from Blackout and their level 3 armor, because when that launched, that thing was stupid.
You literally could not. It took
20 years to kill somebody.
forever. Yeah, that was terrible.
It was bad. It was bad. But now that we're looking into the future a little bit, talking about Battle Royale, and real quick, to anybody listening, this first episode might be a little shorter than our other episodes. This is our official first episode, but this is also kind of a test for us to test out some things and kind of play with some other stuff that we're doing. But the first LAN event for the Call of Duty League is coming up. I don't know how much you've been keeping up or anything like that, but as of right now, who is your favorite pro team going into the first event? I have mine.
You know, I wish 100T was in this. I'm probably gonna go with Huntsman.
I'm going with Dallas, man. I'm going with Dallas. I think Clay and
Dallas
Clem
Empire
are gonna lead those young bucks to a chip day one. Like, they've been running stuff online. I haven't seen Huntsman doing that yet. I love Hector. I love Sethy Boy and the boys over there. But I just don't see them coming in and winning that first event. I don't. I see Dallas going in there with the way they've been playing. Mind you, it's been online. But with the way they've been playing, yeah, they're scary. They're real scary. But I'm glad you mentioned 100 Thieves, because I think Nadeshot might have been right about what he said when he explained why they weren't buying a league spot. It does make sense.
It makes sense, though, too.
Though the issue with Dallas Empire that just came up with Mutex and his little outburst on stream, or off stream, whatever you want to call it. He didn't know he was streaming, but he was. That is potentially a big hit on an organization when you put that much money into it. Because we're not just talking about $25 million up front. We're talking about, I'm going to say, at least a yearly operating investment. 60 mil tops. And you have a dude out here saying what he's saying, you know, like disrespecting people for things that they can't control. And whether he meant it in a malicious way or not, that's not a good look on the business side of things.
I mean, I think
no.
It's well, first of all, it's not a good look. I think that they wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, even though I'm sure that they were very aware of, you know, things that he has done in the past.
I wasn't, to be honest. I didn't know about him until He got picked up. I don't really keep up with S&D stars, so I didn't know who he was. But I think, one, I think they make the right decision. But two, I think Nate was right when he said that people were putting too much money into an unproven title, because we've already seen that there is little to no competitive support in this game. It takes forever to get updates in terms of getting rule sets updated with in-game settings. There's no league play.
I mean, just the fact alone, since you and I play competitive, they brought out the CDL rule set like 2-3 weeks ago, and nobody, they say to not use it yet.
Yeah.
It's like they're not taking it serious.
Right. I don't think they are, man. I think they were too worried about pubs and making camp corners.
I mean, if you're going to put out a CDL rule set, but then tell people not to use it,
well,
it's kind of
that's also not Infinity Ward telling us not to use it. That's, well, I mean, it's all controlled by the same people now, so yeah, it is them. You know, they need to be a little quicker on it then. That would, because it's only it's a quick fix, it's a quick patch to do something like that.
And I don't think they ever released what was wrong with it, or why we shouldn't use it.
Two rule sets were wrong, and you couldn't change them in the CDL rule set.
And I feel like that's just a simple fix.
It's simple. It's simple enough. Whether they do it or not, I don't know, but it is simple enough. I don't. Where the communication was when they were developing this game between Activision as a company and Infinity Ward as a development studio is where my concern is. Because obviously someone was not talking. Like, if you know you have a league, a $25 million per team league coming up, and you don't have simple shit in your game, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Somebody's not talking somewhere. And the brand identity thing. I love some of the brand names. I think Dallas Empire is probably the cleanest name, cleanest logo. It makes a lot of sense. But enforcing teams to make new names when you could have used established names was a stupid mistake. Because
the only one that really kept it was Optic, but no, they don't really have that juice anymore.
They don't have that juice.
I saw them post a tweet about a shirt that they were releasing, and that, I think it had less than 500 total interactions, like retweets, replies, and likes combined. When I saw it, you know, that could have changed now, but that sucks. It sucks.
It wasn't smart. It wasn't smart at all. I don't like the way they went about it. I don't make the decisions, obviously, but I don't think it was smart. They could have kept the established brands. FaZe probably is the smartest out of all of the organizations involved. FaZe is probably the smartest one to do what they did. How they did it, I don't really know. I know there's some rumors behind how it may have happened, but I'm not going to talk about those here. But having that FaZe name, that was smart on their part. I wish other teams would have been able to do that. I wish Nade would have been able to do that. 100T had so much juice coming out of last season, and it's all gone because Activision didn't want to correct what they were doing to fit what the scene was already doing. And that's where I think Suit and Ties kind of mess up some of the esports things, because they don't really understand everything that goes into it.
True.
They look at it from a business standpoint, which I understand, and they don't take into account the culture standpoint.
Like, they're not in, I guess, the forefront, you know, day in and day out.
No, they're not. They're not in the forefront at all. Well, anything else you want to talk about, Devontae? If not, we gonna cut this one short today.
No, I think this was, you know, a good, you know, first episode.
Yeah, I think so too.
We hit some, you know, some key topics. Talked about, you know, personal opinions on things, and yeah, I can't wait to see how the rest of the season goes for us.
It should be fun. We have some news coming soon that will drop as time comes. But until then, yeah, no, this is how we'll be doing it. So I thank everybody for listening in. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Oh, sorry.
Stitcher.
Wow. No Spotify. SoundCloud.
Jeez,
we don't have Spotify yet.
Come on, dude.
One day, not today though. And those who may be watching the video version on YouTube, if there is a video version for episode 1, there may not be. There will be video versions for at least episode 3 and on. I can guarantee that much, but possibly not episode 1 or 2 until we kind of figure out some other things around possibly having a set or a physical location. We don't know yet. We're gonna work on that. But until then, I thank y'all for listening in. This is your boy Trippy and Mr. Devontae Wiz Kyle. Yes, I cut you off. You heard me.
Dang, y'all see how he treats me?
That's how it has to be sometimes. Yeah, we're out of here. I hope y'all enjoy. If anybody is wondering, huge shout out. Hold on, let me make sure I get the name right. The young artist that allowed us to use his track for our theme song, Mr. JTBS Music. You can find him on SoundCloud. Hit him up. I thank him so much. I just wanted to give him that shout out in this first episode because that helped us out a lot. So I hope y'all all enjoyed. You can lead us out, Devontae, if you want, since I cut you off.
All right. It's my time to shine. So like you said, be sure to follow, subscribe to catch up on the conversation. Like you said, you can find us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and YouTube every single week at Double Team Pod. Stay up to date with us. Twitter is Devontae Kyle. Trippy's is Trippy DL. We're gonna try and get those changed to like OG names hopefully soon.
Ooh, that is coming up.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Yes, we will. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.